the Huskers were down 2-0 when Jordy left the game. Washington went on to win that game in run roll fashion. And then, as we mentioned, they had a heck of a showdown with Utah Valley, holding on for a 4-3 win in the game prior to ours. Heather Tarr has done an incredible job with the Washington Huskies in her 20 years. A very talented pitching coach in Lance Glasso. That's our opponent preview, presented by Polson Tax Resolution and Accounting. Your tax problems don't care who you are, but we do. And it is muggy here this evening, 80 degrees. Every so often we'll get a slight breeze, but game day weather is presented by Trails Golf Club in Norman, where you'll experience everything you love about golf and more. Here we go. Thanks for joining us for the Sooner Softball pregame show, presented by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. Jada Coleman digs in. Lopez stares in, and the first pitch catches the inside corner for a strike. 8:34, the time of the first pitch. Lindsay Lopez, the very talented lefty. The 0-1 pitch to the Sooner leadoff hitter. Off speed, ripped through the right side, and trickles into the outfield for a base hit. I mean, Jada Coleman reached out and poked that thing. Looked like it had a little bit more juice than it actually did, and just got past the outstretched glove of Brooke Nelson. And the Sooner center fielder leads things off with a single through the right side. And here she comes, Ella Parker, our Love's Travel Stops player to watch tonight. Lefty waits, the lefty pitches. Lopez finds the lower edge of the strike zone for strike one. Washington started the season, preseason number 7. And they've looked at so far. It was a tight game, though, with Utah Valley, as we mentioned a few times. A miss as Parker waved and won a little bit up in the zone. No balls and 2 strikes to the freshman. Scoreless game just underway. Game 3 of the season for both of these teams. Each team 2-0. The pitch to Parker fouled off, a little inside-out swing. And that hit the fencing right behind home plate. Ruby Malin and Lindsay Lopez lead the pitching staff in wins and marks the first time that the Huskies had a pair of pitchers with double-digit wins heading into the season. And you see why from Lopez, who gets Parker to swing through for strike 3 and let her know about it, 1 away.
Now batting for the Sooners.
And Lopez historically been a problem. This is the 29th meeting between the Sooners and the Huskies. They played last year on the second day. The Mark Campbell. Jennings swings at the first pitch, pops it into right field. Alana Johnson is under and makes the catch. Coleman fakes like she's going to go, but heads back to first. And as quickly as the Sooners had Coleman aboard to lead the game off, Parker goes down swinging, and Tiare Jennings pops out at the first pitch. 2-away for Brito. These are the 2 strongest fan bases here squaring off. A lot of Washington fans, a lot of Oklahoma fans. First pitch to Brito. Way outside, ball 1. Two for 6 yesterday for Brito. Couple of runs scored in her first home run of the season. Here comes the 1-0. A little bit up. 2 balls and no strikes. I don't know about you guys. I'm just digging the back and forth between the fans and the passion on both sides. Nasty off speed, drops in for a strike. This is going to be a fun one here this evening. balls and a strike. Good hitters count here for Brito with Coleman at first, who hasn't shown an inkling to go yet. That one hangs up high for ball 3. Now the Sooner fans letting Lindsay Lopez have it a little bit. Long look into the pin. Lance Glasso calls the pitches. Here it comes. Check swing on ball 4, and Brito jogs down to first base, and here comes Kinsey Hansen. Sooners have a scoring threat here with 2 outs and 2 on. Career numbers for Kinsey Hansen heading into the year: a .409 batting average. Or pardon me, from last season, a .409 batting average, 13 home runs. Had a great 2023 despite missing the first week of the season. She takes the first pitch a little bit up. It almost looked as if it kind of surprised Sydney Stewart. A lot of juice here from Lopez. 1 ball and no strikes. Hansen called for a time. It wasn't given to her. Here's the 1-0. That's an off speed that drops in for a strike. We'll talk about it a lot throughout the game today. We sat down with Coach Roche and we talked to Coach Gasso about it in the pregame show, but these new timing rules are in effect here today and this whole weekend. Off speed, hit back up the middle, through into center field. Coleman around third. She'll score on a 2-out clutch RBI single from the captain, Kinsey Hansen, and it's 1-0 Oklahoma. Hansen sent it right back from where it came, and Oklahoma jumps on top with a little 2-out rally, and here is Cassidy Pickering. Pickering, the freshman out of Humble, Texas. What a debut she had yesterday. Lefty-lefty matchup. Kind of chopped her swing there for strike 1, fooled a bit. She nods down at Coach Gasso in that third base coach's box. They are giving Pickering the middle of the field. Jillian Solis is shaded towards first base. The pitch. Good spot right on that outside corner. And Pickering is quickly behind. No balls and 2 strikes. Just underway. Sooner strike first. A 2-out RBI single from Kinsey Hansen. First and second now with 2 outs. Let's see what Pickering can do with the pitch. Takes it high. Another nice play from Stewart. Sydney Stewart is a very good defensive catcher. At least from what I've seen. Can't proclaim to have sit through every single game, but she's been impressive every time I've seen her. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Good battle by Pickering on that one. I'll have to check on the Sooner Uniform Watch Twitter feed. I don't know how many times we've seen this full crimson look from the Sooners. This is a sharp uniform combination. All crimson with the crimson hose. The 1-2 is laced into left field. A base hit. Patty Gasso will send to Brito. The throw will be cut off. The freshman get it again. And it's 2-0 Oklahoma as Pickering went down the left field line and gives the Sooners a 2-0 lead. Hansen held up at second base. How about this Cassidy Pickering? 7 RBI through the first 2 games of the season. 3, sorry. I got too excited. 7 runs batted in through the first 3 games for Pickering.
Number 1, Sydney Sanders.
Helps when you hit a grand slam. Well, let's see what Sydney Sanders can do here with 2 outs. 2-0 Sooners. We're in the top of the first inning. Here's the pitch to Sanders to the backstop. Off to third goes Hansen. Off to second goes Pickering. Wild pitch. Puts the third and fourth run just 60 feet away. We'll get some more of those timing issues with aren't an issue here early with the rapid pace to this game. Here's the 1-0 to Sanders. Way outside, ball 2. Releva Torres waits on deck. Two balls and no strikes. The pitch. Ooh, foul straight back. Sanders had a cut. We all jumped. It's okay. Second and third, 2 outs, 2-1 count. Sanders looking to add to the 2-zip lead for the Sooners. Instead, she'll take ball 3. That just missed a little bit low. You can see kind of a little wry smile on the face of Lopez. She thought she had strike 2. (3-1). A little bit up, ball 4. Bases are loaded. Torres did not start either game yesterday,
Now batting second baseman number 40,
but seemed to be in the middle of everything. Here we go. First pitch, nice off speed, drops in for a strike. Really good pitch. Two for 2 on the season for Torres. Bats here with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Already 2-0 Sooners. The 0-1. Sky to shallow right field. Johnson has a beat on it, ranges in and makes the catch. And just like yesterday in the first inning, the Sooners strand the bases loaded, but strike first. A clutch 2-out RBI single from Kinsey Hansen. A clutch 2-out 2-strike RBI single from Cassidy Pickering. And as we head to the bottom of the first inning, Oklahoma 2, Washington coming to the plate. You're listening to Sooner Softball, brought to you. Nicole May started the opener yesterday against Duke and was fantastic. 3 innings. Started the opener last week against yesterday against Utah Valley. 1 hit over 3 innings, got the win. And she is staked to a 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Brooklyn Carter, the lefty, will lead things off for Washington. First pitch swinging, popped up, foul, and that's going to get out of play over the Washington dugout. Washington down the third baseline as the home team. Oklahoma down the first baseline as the visitors. We will also be the visitors tomorrow, mañana, in the final game for the Sooners here in Puerto Vallarta. The 0-1 bounced back up the middle, cut off by Jennings, throws to first, got her, 1 away. Set the Sooner defense for you. We mentioned May getting her second start of the season. Last year, May 18-0 with a .91 ERA. 49 career wins with a 1.47 ERA. Sanders at first, Torres at second, Jennings at short, and Brito at third. Left field is Boone. Center is Coleman. Right is Pickering. And the battery of May and Hansen, who tried to frame a pitch a little bit out. Ball 1 to Jillian Solis. Left-handed hitting second baseman. That was a good pitch. It just missed a little bit out. Solis looking for a first hit of the season, is 0 for 5, but it was hit by a pitch. Here's the 2-0, all 3. These were the only early moments last year when Nicole May might struggle a little bit, falling behind on counts, walks. Here's a 3-0. All four. Wow. Celise off the first. Second time she's reached this season. Here's Riley Holtorf.
Next up for Washington, the shortstop.
Two teams played in the Mark Campbell Classic last year. That was on February 11th, so almost a year to the date. May pitched 3 1/3 innings, allowing 1 hit in relief. First pitch to the shortstop Holtorf is fouled straight back. Strike one. May also was fantastic against Washington in the regionals in Norman. Super regionals, I should say, in Norman. Her freshman season. Check swing foul, strike two. It's kind of wild. That was a team where G. Juarez starred. We were talking to G about it today. G is a grad assistant on this team this season. Here comes the 0-2. Looper, shallow center field, falling fast, but that's a no-fly zone. A diving catch made by Jada Coleman for the second out of the inning. Oh my! Jada came out of nowhere. One injured ankle, 2 away. She made up an incredible amount of ground in a short amount of time and went diving head first to make the catch for the second out of the inning. Here's Sydney Stewart. What did Coach Casso tell us in the pregame? First pitch to Stewart, in for a strike. She said, I had to let my pitchers know, and they need to know they don't have to be the hero. Let your defense do its work, do its job. Coleman showcasing her range there. Here's the 0-1. That hit her. Sydney Stewart did a good job of making that inside part of the plate tough. I have been the student now, kind of just a unique little side story. In the past, when they would stay at the Sheridan, you would walk over to the field. Oklahoma staying at a different hotel, so we bus over. I've been in Nicole May's bus a couple of times, and we were talking just about that inside chalk, that inside line, how hitters really take advantage of it. There's Alana Johnson, first pitch in the dirt. Hansen up with it, but off to third and sliding in safely is Celise. Stewart stayed at first base for a ball, and as Kinsey Hansen popped up to try to throw to first, kind of ran into Johnson there, but no harm. Now Hansen is going to walk out and talk to Nicole May. Each team, well, now there's confusion about whether or not she will or won't. Well, they're going to get charged for it, so she might as well go ahead and do it. All right, there we go. Hansen's going to go out and talk to May. You get, the number was right, 7 total trips to the circle for both coaches and catchers or infielders, whatever, however you want to describe it. Obviously, the rules still say coach can't go out there twice in an inning or they've got to pull her from the game. But the 20-second action clock begins once the ball is returned to the pitcher's glove. And the third base umpire is actually keeping the clock. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Again, turned into it to Johnson, but it missed low and in, ball 2. So in this setup that we have here today, 2 balls, no strikes, the third base umpire controls the clock. The home plate umpire has a buzzer that's on the back of his belt that goes off if they've surpassed the 30 seconds. Hopped up, should in the inning. Racing over is Brito in foul territory, makes the catch, and that'll do it. Washington strands 2, and Nicole May works around a hit by pitch and a 4-pitch walk. We'll have more on the new, and again, it's not necessarily new. They're just being enforced differently. When we get home, there'll be an actual clock on the outfield wall and behind home plate as we have new timing rules to try to speed up the game even more. For now, we head to the second. Oklahoma leads Washington 2-0. This is Oklahoma Sooner softball from Learfield.
Vote the franchise your favorite station for sports.
I bat it, missed it. Strike one. Boone had a good day yesterday. Came out a little bit early in the Utah Valley game. 2 for 3 on the day, scored a run. Walked once as well. Really improved area in her game from last season. And she lays down a bunt. Tough play. Out with it is Stewart. The throw to first. Not in time. That ball died right in the batter's box. Right on the line. Just stayed fair, and Boone lays down a beauty of a bunt.
Now batting for Oklahoma center fielder, number 24, Jada Coleman.
Another hit for Riley Boone, and here's Jada. Jada singled and scored the first run of the game on the 2-out single from Kinsey Hansen in the first inning. And Jada Coleman is going to use a timeout here. Now, again, you only get one of these. Now, let's go over these. When there is the 20-second action clock in a live ball situation between pitches of the same batter, the 20-second action clock begins once the ball is returned to the pitcher's glove. The batter/catcher has 10 seconds to be in the box and ready for play. Any timing infraction is a strike on the batter. The pitcher has 20 seconds to start the pitch. That's when the hands separate. Any timing infraction is a ball on the batter. Coleman digs right in after getting the timeout. Here's the first pitch. She lays down a beautiful bunt that just trickles foul. Strike one. And just to explain it, with a new battle, foul ball, check swing, or any other time as far as a delay might be concerned, like right now, the 20-second clock begins when the plate umpire puts the ball back in play, which he has already done, and Jada has not dug into the batter's box yet. Now there's J. Cole. No balls in a strike. Hit and run beyond here. It's not. She tries to lay down a bunt, has to scoot out of the way for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lindsay Lopez, maybe a bit of a surprise starter, though she's had a fantastic career at Washington. We thought we might see Ruby Malin. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here we go. Coleman digs back in. The 1-1 pitch. Slaps it foul down the left side and out of play. Lopez last season, 14-3. Second on the Washington Husky team with 32 appearances, a 3.25 ERA. Was third on the team in strikeouts, behind Malin's 204. She had 89. The 1-2 is a little bit out, 2-2. Boone at first, nobody out. We're in the second. Sooners up 2-0. Washington has started the season 2-0, won their game earlier today after run ruling Jordy Ball in Nebraska last night. Pitch popped a mile high into shallow left field. In fact, won't quite get to the grass. Holtorf races back and makes the catch for out number 1. And here's Ella Parker. But Eleanor loves travel stops player to watch, and she immediately struck out in her first at bat. My bad, Ella. All right, so the home plate umpire points to the pitcher. The clock has started. Yeah, this is not going to be an issue here tonight. Both teams are getting after it. Parker digs in. First pitch, she bunts and pops it up. Stewart makes a catch behind home plate, and there's 2 away. Here's Tiara Jennings. Jennings' first pitch swinging, flied out to right field in the first inning. She bats here with 1 on and 2 outs. First person I saw when I got here was Tiara's dad, Nacio, and Maria Jennings, her mom. First pitch to Jennings. She takes strike one. And they were abuzz because Tiare's sister, who's playing in San Diego, got her first hit of the season yesterday. No balls and a strike to Tiare. Jennings waits the pitch. A little bit up. 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, Boone is just dancing around over at first. A call from Coach Gasso tells the senior to dig in and make something happen. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Tiare. Lifted to shallow center field. Carter takes a few steps in, makes the catch, hitting over. Sooners get the leadoff single from Riley Boone, and that's it. No runs, a hit, no errors, a runner left on base through 2 innings. The Sooners have stranded 4 runners, and as we head to the bottom of the second, it's Oklahoma 2, Washington nothing. 2-0 Sooners as we head to the bottom of the second inning.
Leading off for the Huskies, designated player number 8, Jaden Glab.
Jaden Glab, the DP, right-handed hitting. Glab has had a really nice start to the season as she swings and fouls the first pitch back for strike one. Glab 3 for her first 5 on the year with a run scored and a run batted in. And she's having a Cassidy Pickering type start to her season. 6 runs batted in already. Here's a no ball, 1 strike pitch as Nicole May takes that long look. Well, Nicole May has added an actual call sheet today as the 0-1 pitch is fouled away, strike 2. Of all the cool new technology additions in Diamond Sports, baseball last year with the walkie-talkie and the communication with the catcher, softball has had the new digital sending of the pitches, but tonight May's going old school. The 0-2, that just missed on the inside corner. That was strike 3. That was a missed call. Ball 1 ball, 2 strikes. I just remember that was one thing that Nicole May and I were joking about. She said, "What do you say when there's a bad call?" I'm very reserved. Here's the 1-2. There's Colt, strike 3. It was a pitch later than it should have been, but regardless, that's a Tinker Federal Credit Union strikeout in the first one of the game for May. Here's Avery Hobson.
For the Huskies, left fielder number 5, Avery Hobson.
Avery Hobson has made a nice name for herself after transferring from Oklahoma State. She is a speed demon. She shows a bunt, but takes the ball a little bit out. Hobson started 20 games last year. It's 10 for 11 in stolen base opportunities. May working quickly. Here's the 1-0. Lifted to left field, foul territory. Boone gives chase, but that'll get caught up in the tree beyond the left field line. Both these teams have aspirations to return to Oklahoma City. Washington was back last year after a 4-year absence as that pitch is up high. Ball and a strike. Hobson out of Belton, Missouri. 2 balls and a strike, pardon me. Out of Belton, Missouri as she started her playing career at Oklahoma State. Wasn't seeing a lot of time. Came to play with her travel ball partner, Kinsey Fiedley. She takes ball 3 up and in. 2 seasons with Oklahoma State. Started 19 combined games last year, and 1 season in Seattle started 20. Good call from her as a playing time perspective. Here's the 3-1. Ball 4. And now she's aboard. And look out. Second walk of the game for May. 3rd free pass.
Next up for the Huskies,
Hobson's 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts so far this season. And there's Brooke Nelson. 2-0 Sooners. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Heidi digs in against Nicole May. First pitch is looped into center field and falls for a hit. Quick throw to second behind Hobson, who's in safe. And Washington gets its first hit of the game on a first pitch looper into left center field. And here is Kinsey Fiedler. So 1 out, Washington puts a runner in scoring position. The Sooners are going to come together in the circle once again. The Trails Golf Club offers a perfect atmosphere for great golf and family fun. Trails Golf Club, you will find golf at its best and social events to enjoy all year. Entertain clients, enjoy friends, make family memories at the Trails Golf Club. Visit trailsgolf.com. And we'd like to thank our OU community outreach partners, Fowler Auto Group, OU Health, OG&E, and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics won with you. Meeting is over. The left-handed hitting Fiedler digs in. Junior looking for her first hit of the season, and she's not wasting any time. Swings and fouls it straight back for strike one. Kinsey Fiedler out of Lee Summit, Missouri. Last season, earned a Pac-12 Freshman of the Week honor. Swing and a miss. May had her fooled on that. Strike two. At 22, she was, in addition to being the Pac-12 Freshman of the Week, she was also on the all-freshman team. Hasn't really had massive numbers, just 277 last season. And she swings and fouls that pitch off. It pounded off the fence down the third base line, and you saw the dust come flying off the fence. We've been blessed with great weather so far. Not a lot of wind, not a lot of dusty situations. Yeah, the 0-2 pitch up high. Hansen's going to throw behind the runner at second. Nice scoop by Torres. And back in was Hobson. May started to catch it and then moved out of the way. It's a ball and 2 strikes. With 1 out, 2-zip Sooners. We're in the bottom of the second inning. The 1-2. Oh, that just missed on that outer edge. And Nicole May is frustrated, man. She takes a walk to the back of the circle. Rifles the ball into her glove once. Now she is ready. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Hold, strike 3. Got her. Second strikeout of the game. Second of the inning. 2 away. Tinker Federal Credit Union, Oklahoma's largest credit union, brings you our strikeouts this season, and Nicole May's given them a show here in the second inning. Back to the top of the lineup, though, and the dangerous Brooklyn Carter with 2 away. Shows bunt, pulls back, swings through, strike 1. Carter last season started in 24 games, hit 277. The 0-1 shows bunt, pulls back, takes the ball a little low and away. Played at Notre Dame High School in Inglewood, California. Last season was on that all-freshman team. Top 10 recruit, according to Extra Innings Softball. Ground ball back up the middle. Past the diving Jennings. Rounding third and heading home is Hobson. Here's the throw. It's on time. And, they're going to call obstruction. They're going to call obstruction on Kinsey Hansen. Coleman had thrown her out at home plate. Hansen had blocked the plate before the ball came, and they're going to call obstruction. And it will be an RBI double. I think they'll rule it a double, at least a single for Carter, who advanced to second. Boy, that's a tough call because Hansen had the plate blocked perfectly. Coleman had thrown an absolute strike. She was out, but Regardless, it doesn't matter. Now here's a base hit down the right field line off the glove of Sanders. 1 run scores. Here comes another run. It's 3-2 Washington. And a tough break for the Sooners as Jillian Solis rockets one off the glove of Sanders, who had saved it from going down the line and into the corner. But Washington takes the lead after the obstruction call on Kinsey Hansen. And a 3-run explosion has made it 3-2 Huskies. Here's Riley Holtorf. 2 strikeouts, but 3 runs in the inning. And Washington takes the lead. The first pitch is up high to Holtorf, who flied out to center field her last time up. Ball 1. Now time is called. The home plate umpire is... Jen Roach is going to come out and take a circle visit. I don't think there was any doubt about the call at home plate. The runner would have been out. It would have ended the inning, but Hansen just got there a skosh early, and there was no avenue to the plate for Hobson, which, by the way, let's take a moment and think about this. With arguably one of the fastest players on the Washington roster, and listen, we're not going to have a foot race. Avery Hobson's one of the faster players in softball. Jada Coleman was able to throw her out on a soft liner that I don't even know if she was fully into the throw. Kind of threw it a little bit off balance almost, and it had beaten Hobson by a good step. But obstruction was called. Washington has taken advantage of. Here's Holtorf now. Meeting is over. Sooners trail for the first time this season. It's 3-2 Washington. Here's the pitch from May to Holtorf. In for a strike. And that Jen Rocha magic continues. The runner at first is Jillian Solis. She drove in 2 with her clutch. 2-out single. 1-1 on that inside corner, 1-2. Home plate umpire's been a little bit inconsistent on that inside corner, but he gave it to May there. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from the Sooners senior headed home. Popped up. Is there room behind home plate? There is. There is not a lot of room behind home plate to begin with. And as we've seen with these new softballs, Kinsey Hansen rolls it back to a frustrated Nicole May, who pounds the ball into her glove not once but twice. She's ahead on the count of ball and 2 strikes as she stares in. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Shallow center field. Coleman calls off everyone, makes the catch. The inning is over, but the damage is done. Washington takes advantage of an obstruction call at home plate. And as we head to the 3rd inning, it's Oklahoma trailing Washington 3-2. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield. Here we go to the 3rd inning. Oklahoma trailing Washington 3-2. After the Huskies put 3 runs on the board in the bottom of the 2nd inning. 3rd inning shout-outs brought to you by Century Roofing, on guard for Oklahoma. Again, appreciate them all. We just aren't able to get them. 2 days they haven't really been able to figure out our Wi-Fi, but randomly I'll get a few that just pop into my phone. I don't know how to explain it. Those who have the super secret text line, as Burrito takes strike 1. So far I've heard from Ryan Chapman, our buddy at the franchise, my stepdad Tom, and our guy Drew England. Him and J.D. Reynolds listening on the radio in their hotel room at Football Coaches Clinic in Dallas. Shout out to Sooner legend J.D. Reynolds and my man Drew England. Somehow those magically came through. The 1-0 pitch is in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'll get home and I'll have text messages from my man Richard Martis. Rich, I don't know what else. And I'm not being a cheapskate, okay? I bought the international plan. It just doesn't work. This area is tough. Reno walked and scored a run back in the 1st inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. He takes ball 2. Checked her swing a bit. We mentioned the 2 most impressive fan bases here this weekend, at least that I've seen, Oklahoma and Washington, and they're squaring off right now. 3-2, Sooners trailing. Brito waits. Here comes the 2-1. Chase the rise. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There is a hotly contested conversation about whether or not a interference call is an error. I'm trying to figure out if those runs are earned or unearned. The 2-2 is up and away, 3-2. I will leave that debate to those of you on the Book of Faces in our Sooner softball group. So I'll just say I want to see the Sooners bats come to life here in the third. Brito waits. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 4. Brito's walked both plate appearances. I mentioned how randomly we'll have a text that pops in. Jessica Boehm checked in.
Batting for the Sooners, the catcher number 9, Kinsey Hansen.
Good to hear from Jess and those great Sooner softball fans up in Ohio. Here's K9, has an RBI single already this game. And our third inning shout-outs brought to you by Century Roofing. Century Roofing on guard for Oklahoma. 3-2, the Sooners trail up, but the leadoff hitter is aboard. First pitch to Hansen is popped up, shallow center field, racing out and making the catch. On the grass cut to the outfield is the shortstop Holtorf, and there's one away. Hansen 1 for 2 now on the day. Here's Cassidy Pickering.
Now batting for Oklahoma, right fielder number 7, Cassidy Pickering.
Pickering singled on a 2-strike pitch that drove in the second run of the game for the Sooners that at the time gave them a 2-zip lead. And now trail of 3-2 here in the top of the third. Brito at first, 1 away, first pitch. Nice off speed that catches the outside corner for strike 1. One weird thing in this series, we mentioned they've played 28 times. This is the 29th matchup between Oklahoma and Washington. Huskies have a 15-13 series lead. The 0-1 is way outside, 1-1. Each team has a 3-game winning streak at some point in the series. Oklahoma's currently in the midst of a 3-game winning streak over Washington. No team in those now 28 games has won more than 3 in a row in this series. Here's the 1-1 to Pickering. A little bit in, 2 balls and a strike. Patience shown from the freshman. Brito hasn't shown any willingness to be on the move over at first yet. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Strike 2. Pickering, one of the top recruits in the country, number 4 prospect, 16th overall by Softball America. Apparently our friends at Softball America are hard graders. 2-2, way outside, full count. Was the District 21 6A most valuable player in back-to-back seasons. Was Pickering in high school. Travel ball standout, as most of the players on the field here this weekend are. Ball 4, missed inside. The Sooners have runners at first and second. There's Sidney Sanders. What a time for Sidney Sanders to lose one, huh?
First baseman number 1, Sidney Sanders.
Sanders finished last season just short of double-digit home runs. 9 total home runs. San Marcos, California product. Walked her last time up. Long time here from Lopez, who rocks and fires and misses high, ball 1. There is action out in the Washington bullpen. Looks like Malin. Ruby Malin out there warming up. We kind of thought we might see her tonight to start. Indeed it is. Here's the 1-0 to Sanders. Way outside, ball 2. Greg Scallion has checked in. The Lloyd Noble Center at the Women's Gymnastics meet. Greg with Compete Team Barbecue. OU Women's Gymnastics looking to stay perfect. Number 1 team in the country. Here, the number 1 team in the country trails 3-2. The pitch to Sanders is strike 1 right on that outer edge. Oklahoma threatening here with runners at first and second and an out. 1 out. Leadoff walk to Brito. She stands at second base. After Hansen popped out, Pickering walk. She's at first. As the pitch to Sanders. Longer wait than normal. Here it comes. Skied a mile high behind home plate. Now to play. Everyone turns around when there's a foul ball behind home plate because there are cars parked all up and down this road, and you can hear when it thuds off the top of a car. We haven't heard a windshield break yet. 2-2 pitch to Sid Sanders. Leaving that bat behind her right ear. Here it comes. Ripped down the right side, slicing foul. And out of play, hit off a tree limb. 198.450 for the OU Women's Gymnastics team tonight as they won their meet. That was a great crowd, too. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Sanders. First and second. 1 out, Sooners down a run, 3-2. We're only in the third. Long way to go. Here's the pitch from Lopez. Sanders pops that one up, and there's a play to be made for Stewart behind home plate, and she catches that one for the second out of the inning. Sooners have been guilty of popping a few out here today, as they were yesterday. That's the 6th. Oh, that's more than that. 7th fly out for the Sooners. Wow. 7 of their 8 outs have been fly ball outs. And 2 outs for Alina Torres, who was clutch yesterday with 2 outs. First pitch is a little bit low and away, ball 1. Really good spot from Lopez. It's a little bit. No ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Lopez as well using the old wristband instead of the new digital band. Misses up high, ball 2. Well, the many changes in softball this year to try to expedite the game a bit, but both Oklahoma and Washington looks like they're going a little old school today. They've brought out the call sheets and the wristbands. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Nice off speed. Drops in for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to the Sooners second baseman. Last time up for Alina Torres, she flied out to right. The only non-fly ball out for the Sooners was the strikeout by Parker. Here's the 2-1 to Torres. Blasted deep to center field at the wall. It is caught. Oh, Brooklyn Carter reached up and took a 3-run home run away from Alina Torres. The long, lanky arm of Carter went over the yellow barrier atop the center field wall. Hugs all the way around as Washington ends the Sooner threat. No runs for the Sooners, no hits, no errors, and 2 more left on base. Oklahoma has stranded 7 through 2.5. We head to the bottom of the third. Washington 3, Oklahoma 2. We got the clarification on the scoring. That is indeed the error on the run for Washington. There is 1 unearned run whenever Kinsey Hansen was called for blocking the plate. As ball 1 drops into Sid Stewart. She was hit by a pitcher last time up. Sooners trail it here in the third, 3-2. Here's the 1-0. That's in for strike 1. So 1 unearned run on the obstruction call against Kinsey Hansen. And that will indeed be ruled an error. Sydney Stewart waits on the 1-1 pitch and checks her swing and fouls it off. Strike 2. So if you've got your scorebook where you're keeping track at home when you're recapping that second inning for Washington, that's 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and a runner left on base. May rocks and fires with a 1-2 way outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I did have one other Century Roofing shout out. We wanted to make sure to check in on Pete and hope that he enjoyed his burritos. We've got quite a crew down here in Puerto Vallarta of Sooner fans. If we can't, from a technological perspective, get our shout outs through paper, we'll get them. 2-2 pitch nearly hits Stewart. Ball 3. We'll find a way, even if it's a carrier pigeon, to make sure we show you how much we appreciate Sooner Nation staying up late with. This is late for me on a Friday night. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Checked her swing. No, she didn't. She went strike 3, 1 away. There's another Tinker Credit Union strikeout. Sydney Stewart tried to plead her case that she did not swing. Not much of a protest from Heather Tarr in that third base coach's box. There's Alana Johnson. The right fielder popped out to third in the first inning. That was in foul territory. See if May can get us a quick 1-2-3 third. Rounded foul past Heather Tarr in that third base coach's box. You heard Coach Gasso, if you were listening to our pregame conversation, talk about some of the new members of the Washington coaching staff, including players she had coached against. One of those is Sis Bates, who is helping out Washington this season. Victoria Hayward, former head coach at San Diego State, is helping out. Here's a looper into center field. Coleman makes the catch for the second out of the inning. If you're like me and you start looking ahead to what's on deck for the Sooners in that fourth inning, 9-1-2, Boone, Coleman, and Ella Parker. Jaden Glab was caught looking to start the second inning. From that point forward, Washington was a machine. It all started with a walk. First pitch swinging, soft grounder to short. Jennings up with it, throws. That's a quick 1-2-3, third inning for Nicole May. Sooner softball is presented by our OU Community Cornerstone partners. Foul. Looks like the day's done for Lindsay Lopez. At least for now, she can re-enter. Ruby Malin, the expected starter, will take over. She has a 3-2 lead as we head to the fourth inning. 9-1-2 hitters. Malin, one of the more dominating pitchers in college softball as a freshman last year. First pitch in for a strike to Riley Boone, who laid down a bunt single. There was the Nebraska tie between Malin, who was the Nebraska Gatorade Player of the Year in 22, and Jordy Ball. They competed against each other and with each other as the 0-1 pitch misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. In 23, Malin was named a first-team All-Pac-12 performer, went 18-7 last year with 204 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1 to Boone. A little bit low, 2 balls and a strike. I will say this, there was a lot of confidence in the plan that Oklahoma had against Malin. And we'll see how it's executed on a night where the Sooners have been a little bit behind. There's a bunt that's fair. Nope, fouled off. Nice play by Stewart, who popped out. And it was a little bit of a slow foul ball call, but that ball didn't get out in front of the plate. Strike 2 for Boone. Now, the Alina Torres out to end the third inning is a little bit different, but of the 9 outs for the Sooners, 8 of them have been fly balls. Sooners haven't had a ground ball out yet today. And Riley Boone gets an extra second with a little dirt in her eyes. She's okay. Home plate umpire obliged. They'll reset the clock for Malin, who's ahead on the count, of ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to the Sooner left fielder. Swing and a miss. Got her, 1 away. Did you know the Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation has more than 300 researchers working daily to combat Alzheimer's, autoimmune disorders, cancer, and heart disease? Learn more about Oklahoma's Medical Research Foundation at omrf.org. Jada Coleman is 1 for 2 on the day. Just the second strikeout of a Sooner. Coleman singled and scored the first run of the game. First pitch to Jada is right on that outer edge. Strike one to the left-handed hitter. We're at Nancy Almara Stadium in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Puerto Vallarta College Challenge. Oklahoma trails Washington 3-2 with one out here in the fourth inning. Jada takes ball one a little bit low, and now good spot by Ruby Malin. Rick Nelson, the first baseman, is literally standing like 10 paces outside of the batter's box as she barks words of encouragement towards Malin, but more geared towards our home plate umpire. Here's the 1-1. Coleman fouls it off. A ball and 2 strikes. I saw Ed Strong, who covers Washington sports, tweet about the new glasses that Malin is wearing. They're sports performance glasses. She's got them on here this evening. Kind of a different look with the eye black, too, that comes pouring down off her face. The lanky righty brings home the 1-2. Foul straight back. Nope, swing and a miss. Coleman's going to take off her first base, and she'll get there. Now there's going to be a debate about whether or not it was fouled off. The umpires are going to get together and talk about it. Coleman swung and missed. I thought she fouled it, and she took off her first base. The way Coleman reacted, you would think it was a complete whiff, but Sydney Stewart seemed to indicate right away that it was a foul ball. The home plate umpire, no, they're going to say she's at first base, so she reaches on a strikeout. Let's see if Heather Tarr is up. Yeah, Heather Tarr comes out and asks. Now, there's no replay here. We have the technology in place to continue to accelerate the game, but there isn't a replay in place. Heather Tarr talked with a home plate umpire, and whatever explanation she received, she accepted. By Coleman's reaction, you would think that she missed it. I mean, as soon as she saw that went over Stewart. Now, Stewart is talking to our home plate umpire before she gets into her catcher's squat. Whatever explanation is good, and here's Ella Parker. One away, runner at first. Here's the first pitch to Ella. Swings and fouls it at the plate, strike one. Parker's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out. Coleman is aboard for the second time today. Has shown no ill effects of the foul ball she took off her ankle yesterday, but don't know if she'll be on the move here. The Sooners down a run, and Parker trying to ignite something for the Sooners with one out here in the fourth. The pitch, another big hack, and she fouled it straight back. Gets a nod of approval from Tiare Jennings in the on-deck circle. No balls and 2 strikes to the freshman. Sooners have 4 hits on the game. Parker putting one in that right center field gap for the 5th. Here's the 0-2. Pop foul again. Good swing. This one down the left side. Ella Parker was solid in some big situations for the Sooners yesterday. Helped to put Oklahoma in a position to potentially score some runs in the 6th, but got thrown out trying to get to third on a pop out behind home plate. Here's the pitch, 2 strikes, a little bit out, 1 ball, 2 strikes. There is a lot. Looking back at the scorebook from yesterday against Duke, you kind of shake your head at some of the opportunities that Oklahoma had to really blow that game open and just couldn't do it. including Parker's base running miscue against Duke. Here's the 1-2, swing and a miss, got it. On a pitch a little out of the zone. That's the third strikeout of the inning, but Coleman reached on the wild pitch, so here comes T.R.A. Jennings. Jennings is over 2 with a fly out to right and a fly out to center, and she's been attacking the first pitch. T.R.A. digs in. Runner at first, 2 out. Brito waits on deck. Will she get a chance here in the fourth? Malin's looked solid so far. Here's the first pitch to the Sooner shortstop. Big cut. Fouls it straight back. Right on it for strike 1. Now Ruby Malin calls time. She wants to talk a little bit to Sydney Stewart. She waves her out to the circle, and now Malin is shouting towards the Washington dugout. Whatever communication was there, it's all good. Can't tell. Looks like Malin might be wearing, she is wearing the wristband, and she has the, I brought binoculars. I guess I can use it. Looks like she's using the digital wristband for pitch calls as well. She is. Staring at her wrist, so interesting. Here's the 0-1 pitch to the Sooner shortstop. Low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oklahoma scored both of its runs here with 2 outs. There's 2 outs in the fourth. OU down 3-2. Coleman at first. She reached on the errant strike 3 swing and a miss. Here's the 1-1. Fouled at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Malin pitched 180 innings last year. Defense didn't help her out too much. 12 unearned runs, 204 strikeouts with only 52 walks. Trying to shut the Sooners down here in the fourth. The 1-2 pitch to Jennings. Sky to shallow left field. Racing in is Hobson to make the catch, and that'll do it for the Sooners in the fourth. Oklahoma strands a base runner. That is 7 strand base runners for the Sooners here tonight. And as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, Oklahoma trails Washington 3-2. Back to work for Nicole May. This is the spot in the Washington lineup where they did their damage in the third. Avery Hobson will lead things off. She walked and scored. The Oklahoma State transfer digs in to lead things off here in the fourth with Washington leading 3-2. First pitch from Nicole May. Just misses off the outer edge. Ball 1. Sooner infield is in tight. Even with the bag over at first is Sanders. Right in the baseline between first and second is Torres. Maybe even a couple of steps in for Brito at third. Same for Jennings at short. The 1-0 pitch is in for a strike, a ball and a strike. Riley Boone is not playing left field. She is basically playing a rover spot. Now she takes a few steps back. She was actually on the infield dirt. We do not see players played this shallow. The 1-1. Chopper towards short. Off the glove of Jennings. It'll be an infield single for Hobson. We'll wait and see how it's ruled. But Avery Hobson started the rally in the second, and she leads things off by getting aboard here in the fourth. They're going to rule it an error. Tough play with the speedy Hobson. And that'll bring Brooke Nelson to the plate. She singled and scored on Jillian Salise's 2-run single down the first base line. Runner at first, 3-2. The Sooners trail at first pitch swinging, skied into shallow left field. Racing in is Boone, racing out is T.R.A. Jennings, who makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Here's Kinsey Fiedler, who struck out looking in the second. She's 0 for 1.
Third baseman number 20, Kinsey Fiedler.
Left-handed hitting Fiedler. Sooner defense in still on the infield. Couple steps in front of the bag is Brito at third. She is playing tight. First pitch, a little out and low, ball 1. With that hit, or the Hobson reaching on the air, it's the second official error on the Sooners this game. There's a chopper out in front. Hansen up with it, throws to first. She beat it out. I mean, that ball chopped off the plate. Hansen got out about as quick as you possibly can. And here we go again with this part of the lineup. 8, 7, 8, 9 setting the table. And to the top of the lineup, Brooklyn Carter.
Now batting for the Huskies, center fielder number 44, Brooklyn Carter.
Singled and scored a run. Washington looking to add to their 3-2 lead. Runners at first and second, one out here in the fourth. Time is called by Tiare Jennings. We're going to see a pitching change. Didn't even notice the Sooner bullpen is beyond the right field wall. Let's look out there and see who's warming up. Oh, looks like it's going to be Keeney. There'd been some thought that maybe we might see Carly Keeney get the start here today. But Keeney's up and throwing. Patty Gasso having some final words with Jen Rocha. We will see a Love's Travel Stops pitching change here. Coach Gasso walks out with runners at first and second and one out. I mean, you got to give Washington some credit. There have just been some, absolutely perfectly placed balls on the infield. As far as where the outfield is positioned, it's almost as if they see where Oklahoma is defending and they're putting it right where they're not. Now the home plate umpires come out to try to break things up. Coach Gasso is still talking to her infield. They might be trying to buy a little time. Now Kelly Maxwell is up and throwing. Well, we're not going to see a pitching change. I apologize. I was almost certain that with the way that Coach Gasso turned and talked to the Sooner dugout before she walked, that we were going to see Carly Keeney, who's up and throwing in the pin. But Maxwell just got up, so maybe they're going to give one more hitter here to May to see if she can't retire Carter. Carter's 1 for 2. Grounded out to second in the first, and then singled and scored a run in that 3-run second. All right, back to action we go. First pitch to Carter is fouled straight back. I'll give Brooklyn Carter this, at least from what we've seen in this game. She does not cheat herself. She goes up there hacking away. Strike one. Celise, who has been the most effective Husky at the plate, waits on deck. Here's the 0-1 pitch with runners at first and second and one away. It's popped up left field. Boone ranges towards the left field line, makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
Brian Boone with the catch for out number 2 here in the bottom of the
Celise, her last time up, hit one just down the first base line that as Sanders tried to make the play, it shot off her glove into foul territory that allowed the second run to come home. Sanders still off the line just a bit. Now the Sooner defense moves back, except Brito even with the bag at third. And a first pitch swing, strike one. On the rise, Celise tried to hold up. She couldn't do it. Hobson at second. Fiedler, the Washington third baseman, aboard at first after she beat out an infield single. Here's the 0-1. Pop foul down the left side and out of play. Home plate umpire tried to dig and get a fresh softball that Kinsey Hansen will likely roll out to Nicole May. May's having a laugh at it as they try to scuff it up just a bit. Nicole May walks to the back of the circle, fires the softball into her glove a couple of times, and she's ready. Ahead on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. May's ready. Here comes the 0-2. Up high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not a bad 0-2 pitch. Sanders now takes a step away from the line even more. The 1-2. Ooh, that just missed off the outer edge. That's a really, really good 1-2 pitch. And maybe an even better take by Celise. Celise walked in the first, was stranded at third, singled and drove in 2 runs in the second. 2-2 count. May rocks, fires, popped up left side, slicing out of play. Washington has been on the offensive all game long. They've only had 1 3-up and 3-down inning. That came in the third. They responded here in the fourth by putting 2 on. Now there's 2 outs. Since the nervous energy from Sooner fans, they went out of this one 2-2, up high, ball 3. Now anything down, if it gets in a gap, it's going to potentially score 2 here. That head start on the 3-2 pitch from May. Here it comes. Pop foul again and out of play. Man, this is some kind of at bat for Solis. Her and May have had a couple of battles here. Graduate infielder out of Corona, California. Fell behind 0-2, has worked the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. May stares in, now brings it home. Swing and a miss, she got her. Ball was in the dirt. Hansen throws down to first. And the senior, the Bulldog, ice in her veins. Nicole May gets the strikeout and ends the Washington threat in the fourth. We'll head to the fifth. Oklahoma trails Washington 3-2. Head to the fifth. Oklahoma trails Washington 3-2. It'll be Brito, Hansen, and Cassidy Pickering. As Oklahoma tries to figure out Ruby Malin, who struck out 3 of the 4 hitters that she's faced for the Sooners. First pitch up high, ball 1 to Brito. Melissa Brito, 2 plate appearances, 2 walks. She scored a run. Both Sooner runs came in the first. The 3 Washington runs came in the second. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Brito. Checked her swing on a ball that was up again. So the Sooners felt like they had a good plan against Ruby Malin. But she has struck out Boone, Coleman, and Parker. Coleman reached on the pitch that was high and induced a fly out to Jennings. Here's the 2-0 to Brito. Low and in, ball 3. Three balls and no strikes. The pitch, the 3-0, is in for strike 1. Yesterday, Oklahoma was in control. That's a really good Duke team. Duke dominated Nebraska earlier today. But today they're in peril. The 3-1 popped up on the infield. Easy play for Solis. The second baseman makes the catch, and there's 1 away. Jammed Brito, and here's Kinsey Hansen.
Solis with the catch and out number 1 here at the top of the fifth. Now back.
That wasn't. Think about last year's game against Washington, which was in the Mark Campbell Classic. It was a rough game for the Sooners. They had to fight, scratch, and claw to come back and overcome some fielding mistakes in that game. There's Kinsey Hansen. See if they can do the same here. As the first pitch is a little bit low and away, ball 1. I'm a little bit. Brooke Nelson confuses me. She walks all the way down the first baseline and is shouting words of encouragement, but is looking at the home plate umpire and the catcher instead of Ruby Malin. As the 1-0 pitch catches that outside corner, 1-1 to Hansen. Now she walks towards the circle. She's had a good night tonight. She's played well over at first and has a big hit in this game. Hansen does as well. An RBI single in the first. She flied out to short in the third. Here's the 1-1 pitch to the Sooner co-captain. Had a good cut, fouled it straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sooners have won 55 straight games dating back to last season. They have gone almost a calendar year without a loss. But it's getting late early as the 1-2 pitch to Hansen is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Sooner dugout is engaged. Malin asks for a new set of signs, gets it. Hansen calls for time, and she gets it. Steps out. Remember, you don't have a lot of time here. There you go. She steps right back in. Reset the clock. Here we go. 2-2 count. 1 out. Sooners down 3-2. The pitch to Hansen. Swing and a miss. Got her on the rise. And Malin is kind of barking at Hansen as she heads back to the dugout. Ruby Malin kind of walked towards Hansen and chased her back to the dugout. Here's Cassidy Pickering. That was something. Two away for the Sooner freshman. That is 4 strikeouts for Malin already. Sooners down 3-2. The pitch to Pickering is right on the outside corner. Strike 1. For all the grief that Oklahoma takes for their show of enthusiasm, I guess it's okay what Washington's doing, right? I talk my stuff too. Here's the 0-1. That's a little bit. Oh, they're going to give her a strike right on that outer edge. Pickering behind, 0 balls and 2 strikes. She's been a good 2-strike hitter. The pitch, that just missed on that outer edge. She was pecking away at that outside corner and a little bit further out. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Sooner right fielder. Pickering on the day is 1 for 1 with a walk and a run batted in. She's behind on the count here. The pitch lifts it fouling out of play, and Pickering kind of nods her head a bit as she takes a little walk. The umpire asks for a new set of balls from the Sooner dugout. He gets them. By my count, 4 hits for the Sooners, but their last hit came in the 2nd inning. A leadoff single from Riley Boone. Since then, the only Sooner base runners have been on a couple of walks and a wild pitch on strike 3. Malin's out on the count here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That's way outside, 2-2. She's trying to pepper that outside corner. Pickering wasn't chasing. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sid Sanders waits on deck. The freshman Pickering waits on Malin. Ruby rocks and fires. Got her swinging, inning over. 2nd strikeout of the inning. 5th in 2 innings from Ruby Malin. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Sooners trail Washington 3-2. And what a spot for Monticelli. You saw Kelly Maxwell warming up. We saw Carly Keeney warming up. But Patty Gasso says, let's go with some gas. And here comes Monticelli. Holtorf's 0 for 2 on the day. Riley Holtorf, the shortstop, digs in. First pitch swinging, and Monticelli threw it right by her. Strike 1. You heard Coach Gasso in our pregame show say we'll see Ruby Malin throwing 70 miles an hour under the lights, so we better be ready, get our lights on, as Payne Monticelli isn't too far behind that miles per hour wise as she misses high. Ball 1. We're in the 5th, bottom of the 5th inning. Washington is the home team, and they lead Oklahoma 3-2. Here's the 1-1 pitch from the Sooner righty. Just missed on that inside edge, 2-1. Monticelli finished with 3 complete games last season for Wisconsin, Career high for strikeouts in a game is 13 as the 2-1 pitch is right on that inside corner, strike 2. 7-4 with a 2.71 ERA. 82 strikeouts over 80 and a third innings with just 21 walks for Monticelli. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Popped up. Sauter. Shallow left, racing out is Jennings. She'll make the catch short of the outfield grass for strike 1.
And out number 1.
Ooh, how about this update from San Diego? Kentucky has upset Stanford. So, number 1 team in trouble right now. Oklahoma trailing Washington 3-2, and unranked Kentucky has just beaten Stanford 2-1. There's Sydney Stewart. 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch and struck out. First pitch fouled straight back. Not a bad night for Nicole May. Served by a couple of walks. 2 walks. 1 hit by pitch. Struck out 4. Scattered 4 hits. Allowed 3 runs, but only 2 of those were earned. Sooners trail it 3-2. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Monticelli to Stewart. Boy, she likes that inside corner and just misses. Ball 1. Strikeouts this year are brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Oklahoma's largest credit union. And they had 4 of them. Here's the pitch from Monticelli. Boy, that's a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. you brag about the strikeout to walk ratio, and she's fallen behind the first couple of batters that she's faced. Stewart's a problem, though. She's done a nice job behind home plate tonight. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Oh, my goodness, that was a great spot, but just missed inside 3 of them. Sooner fans here can't believe it. Three balls and a strike. Monticelli brings it home. Fouled off. Met Peyton's dad before the game. He's standing down that first base line, nervously watching his daughter in her second appearance in a Sooner uniform. Trying to hold this at a 1-run deficit for the Sooners. Big 3-2 pitch. Monticelli rocks. Fires. Popped up again. Same spot. A little bit deeper, though. Coleman races over and calls off Jennings and Boone and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. 2 away. What about Kentucky? That's a big win for the Wildcats.
Right fielder number 21, Alana Johnson.
There's Alana Johnson. She's 0 for 2. Flied out a couple of times. Popped out to third. Flied out to center. Oklahoma down 3-2. We're in the 5th. Bottom of the 5th. Sooners are the visitors. Monticelli's first pitch is ripped foul. Heather Tarr had to do a little dance in the third base coach's box for strike 1. We're not done in Mexico. Regardless of the outcome tonight, the Sooners will be back in action tomorrow. We've got you covered right here on the Sooner Radio Network. First pitch slated for 1 p.m. We'll be on the air with a 12:45 pregame show on the Sooner Sports Network. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That ball moved a mile and missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Boy, that caught the outer edge. They got a little call there. That looked low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll take it. Here's the 1-2 pitch from the Sooner righty. Brings it home. Got her swinging and rips her face mask off and fires up the Sooners as Peyton Monticelli brings some much-needed juice to this Sooner dugout, setting down Washington in order and pumping her fist and bringing some energy to wrap things up in the 5th. Hopefully that can wake up this Sooner offense. We head to the 6th. Oklahoma down to its final 6 outs. They trail Washington 3-2. Cindy Sanders is 0 for 1 with a walk and a pop out behind home plate. She'll lead things off with the Sooners down 3-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. Back to work for Ruby Malin. Malin shook off her first inkling and fires a BB in for strike 1. Good to see Peyton Monticelli bring some juice for the Sooners. They desperately needed it. Oklahoma jumped out quick. A 2-zip first inning lead, but since then has struggled to muster any offense. Here's the 0-1. That's out and low. Sooners put 2 runs on the board on 3 hits, left the bases loaded in the first, and has 1 hit since, including a 1-2-3 fifth. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sanders. Malin brings it home, up high, 2-1. Sanders, Torres, and Boone, the 3 for the Sooners here in the 6th. Sooner players up in the dugout, pounding on the fencing that protects them. That ball's low. Sanders looking to draw potentially her second walk of the game here. At the very least, give the Sooners a base runner. Try to get something going with Torres waiting on deck. Sooners haven't used a pinch hitter here tonight. Here's the 3-1. Popped up, left side. Is he going to get out of play? It will.
Hold on now.
I mean, incredible atmosphere here. This place is packed. Hardly a spot beyond the left field wall. 2 top 10 teams squaring off. Washington trying to end the nation's longest winning streak ever. Oklahoma looking to continue its dominance. They're down late. The pitch fouled off the foot of Sanders. First inning walk for Sanders. She was stranded at first when Alina Torres flied out to right field to end the threat. Oklahoma came out on fire to start this game. Do it again. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Sanders. Pop foul behind home plate. Patty Gasso applause from that third base coach's box. Bali Palima steal over in the first base coach's box. Sooners keep their base coaches busy here. After a quiet 5th, Sanders. Here's a full count pitch again. Malin brings it home. Low and in, ball 4. Sooners get a leadoff walk. Brahms Ice Cream and Dairy Stores, farm fresh for over 50 years and proud supporters of Oklahoma Sooner softball. We're going to see a pinch runner here. Maya Bland is going to be called off the bench for the Sooners. And I failed to mention, it's sitting right here in front of my fat face, that 5th innings have been brought to you and will be brought to you all season long by the Hal Smith Restaurant Group. Enjoy great dining experiences at any of our restaurants. Hal Smith Restaurant Groups. All right, Maya Bland is going to pinch run here. Nolina Torres will hit. What an at-bat by Sanders. Malin came in the 4th. That's the first base runner that Oklahoma has had off Malin. That didn't result from a strikeout. I guess is the best way to put it, right? They haven't hit her yet. The only base runner was Jada Coleman, who reached on a strikeout that went to the backstop.
For the Sooners, second baseman number 40, Alina Torres.
See what Coach calls on Torres to do here. Bland is at first now, the binge runner. Malin stares in. The pitch to Torres. Thrown in, ball one. Bland speedy at first. What a spot there for the freshman. Here's the 1-0 pitch to the Sooners second baseman Torres. Hammered pretty deep to left field, down the line, racing over. What a catch in foul territory by Hobson. Bland wisely tags up and moves on to second base. That is the second ball that is absolutely scorched off the bat of Torres. But in foul territory, Hobson is there to make the play, and there's one away, and the Sooners are going to go to the bench. They're going to go to the bench. We're going to get an opportunity to see the Furman transfer, Riley Ludlam. We have heard a lot about Ludlam. She has been talked about, and now the pinch hit call by the Sooners will lead Lance Glasso to head out to the circle to talk to his young righty. Good job by Alina Torres to advance Maya Bland to second. Smart by Maya Bland and the coaching of a Fale View to get her back to the bag. As Bland was able to advance to second. So here we go. One of the new Sooners. Big spot. Riley Ludlam.
Riley Ludlam.
You asked Coach about any of these transfers, and she'll beam when talking about Ludlam. An unlikely addition, but with the exits, Jocelyn Erickson and Sophia Nugent, Sooners needed some catching depth, and here's Ludlam to catch it. Second base, one out. The first pitch is outside, ball one. Sooners down 3-2. We're in the top of the sixth inning. Ludlam hit .372 last year, 10 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Bland at second, one out. The 1-0 pitch, fouled straight back. What a cut by Ludlam. Strike one. Ruby Malin versus Riley Ludlam. They'd probably make a nice front court on a Division I basketball team. 6 foot versus 6'1". Here's the 1-1 pitch to Ludlam. Line drive, right center field, down for a hit. Rounding third and heading home is Bland. She'll score without a throw. The grad transfer Ludlam comes through, and the Sooners have tied it up at 3 in the top of the sixth inning. Riley Ludlam comes off the bench and drops a liner into right field, and Riley Boone will check in to pinch run for her, and that Sooner dugout is all kinds of fired up. We're tied at 3. Riley Boone re-enters. I threw my pen. I got to go find it. How about that? Riley Ludlam, probably not talked about, probably not thought about. Got the call from Coach Gasso, answered it, comes to Norman, and in a spot when Oklahoma needed her the most, she comes through in the clutch. 3-3 game, we're in the 6th. Here's Jada Coleman. First pitch to Coleman. Up high, ball one. Guys, don't forget what Peyton Monticelli did to end the 5th inning. She brought some juice for the Sooners that they desperately needed. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Coleman. A little bit up, ball 2. balls and no strikes to Coleman, who is 1 for 3 on the day, but has reached twice. Singled and scored a run in the first. Popped out to short in the second. Reached on a strikeout in the fourth. She takes the 2-0 pitch for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. Great spot by Malin. The hit by Ludlam was the first for the Sooners since the second inning. Here's the 2-1 to Coleman. Popped up. Left side. Is there room down the line? No. In fact, 2 Washington players collide. I hope. Yeah, it looks like they're okay. Holtorf, Fiedler, and Hobson were all chasing in. We're a little bit blocked down that third base line. It looks like Holtorf may have taken the worst of it, but she smiles to Ruby Malin and looks like she's going to be okay. That landed just beyond their reach. Boone at first, 3-3 game. Top of the 6th inning.
Let's go.
Coleman double checks the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Riley hasn't shown an inclination to be on the move here at all. Doubt that changes with 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Jada Coleman. Bounce towards third, cut off, bobble. They'll throw to second. They called Boone out at second base. It looked like Riley Boone had beaten the throw at second base as it was bobbled by Fiedler. For just a moment, they shoveled to second base and they called Boone out. Now Patty Gasso is going out to question the call. That's the same umpire, I think, that blew the Boone call at first base yesterday. Looked close. It was bang, bang. It's the second out. They won't be able to change it or challenge it. And Hannah Core will be called upon to pinch hit here. I think that's the same umpire that blew that call at first base with Riley Boone yesterday. And now Patty Gasso she has let him have it. And they've given Patty Gasso a warning. Why not? So Coach Gasso will turn to Hannah Core here. I had breakfast with Coach Gasso this morning. She was fired up. She was fired up at 7 a.m. whenever she came down to have her morning, what is it called? Poppy kiwi juice? Is that what we can call that? But that's as long as she'll let an argument go, and I don't think there's any doubt about how badly that call was missed at second base. So here's Hannah Core. Little delay here. Jada Coleman takes over. Is the runner now first? She'll reach on that fielder's choice after Boone was forced out at second base. So here is hitting for Ella Parker, Hannah Core. 3-3 game. We're in the 6th. Here's the first pitch to Hannah Core, headed home. Up high, ball 1. Tiare Jennings waits on deck. Riley Ludlam with a clutch pinch hit, run batted in that Oklahoma desperately needed. We're knotted up at 3. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Core. She had a big cut and swung right through it for strike 1. Patty Gasso gives her the calm down. You're good. Core was, I think it's fair to say, the breakout star of the fall series, the battle series. She digs back in with a 1-1 count and Coleman at first. Ruby Malin stares in. Brings it home. Hard hit ball foul off the fence for strike 2. Just 5 hits for the Sooners. They've made the most of it. 4 down. 3-3 game. 1-2 count. Hannah Cora with a runner at first. Waits the pitch. Swinging a miss. Got her on the rise. But Oklahoma gets back in this game. Strikeout by Malin ends the Sooner threat, but Oklahoma gets the RBI single from Riley Ludlam. And as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, it's Oklahoma 3, Washington 3. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. Okay, they're going through all the changes here for the Oklahoma Sooners because we have a new second baseman in Avery Hodge. And out in left field now is Hannah Core. So Boone moves to right, Coleman is in center, and Hannah Core is out in left. An infield that has Sanders at first, Hodge at second, Jennings at short, and Brito at third. A battery of Peyton Monticelli and Kinsey Hansen. Here we go. It'll be that spot in the lineup for Washington that has been such a problem. The bottom of the lineup. 6, 7, 8, and 9. And the first pitch from Monticelli to Jaden Glab is outside for ball 1. 3-3 game in the 6th. Oklahoma trailed it 3-2, and Riley Ludlam with an RBI single to knot this thing up at 3. What a game. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Monticelli. Outside to him. Got a text from good friend of mine, Allison Fanning, last night. We were debating if we would see Monticelli that much this season. And has she played a major role in this game tonight. 2 balls and no strikes, though, here. Monticelli brings it home, and boy, just missed that inside edge, ball 3. An area that Monticelli is really good at. Pound in the zone, misses low and in there. 3 balls and no strikes. It'll be Glab and Avery Hobson, Brooke Nelson. The 3 on due up for Washington this inning. Here's the 3-0 pitch. There's ball 4. Tough start to the inning for Monticelli. This has hurt the Sooners tonight. That's the 3rd walk by a Sooner pitcher, 4th free pass, and looks like with Glab aboard, they're going to pinch run here. Let's see which direction Washington goes. Washington will pinch run here.
For Washington, number 33, Jane Gardner.
It's going to be Gardner that'll pinch run for him. Jane Gardner, the freshman, out of Seattle, Washington. And now Patty Gasso is going to go out, and the Sooners are going to make a pitching change. See? It all works together. Carly Keedy will get the ball from Peyton Monticelli. But Monticelli did the job, and she got the Sooners a little juice when they needed it. Now they need to get out of this bottom of the 6th inning with the game still tied. So the Sooners will turn to Carly Keeney, transferred in from Liberty College, where she was a major part of this team. The crowd applauds Peyton Monticelli, who will be responsible for the runner at first base. And credited with an inning pitched, 1 walk and a strikeout.
Pitcher for Oklahoma, number 8, Carly Keeney.
Keeney, 3-time All-ASUN second team selection. Career 2.32 ERA. 665 total innings of work. 69 career wins. The laundry list of ASUN honors are many. ASUN second team in 23, all tournament team in 23. Was also the 2023 ASUN Scholar Athlete of the Year. The numbers are just jaw-dropping. Last year, 27-12. But of the 100 runs that she allowed, 24 of those runs were unearned. So Keeney will be called upon here by the Sooners, for the Sooners, to try to keep this game knotted at 3. And she'll face who's been a big-time Sooner killer here tonight, Avery Hobson. Hobson walked and scored a run in the second and then reached on an error in the fourth. She scored one of the 3 Washington runs. All 3 of those runs came in the second inning. First pitch from Keeney is a little bit out. The pinch runner Gardner over at first. Three game. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Oklahoma and Washington. The 1-0 is chopped right to Brito. Gets it out of her glove. Throws to first. Got it. 1 away. Gardner advances to second. Brito thought for a moment about going to second, then had to work quickly to get it to first to retire the speedy Hobson. And that's the first time tonight that Hobson has not reached base. Here's Brooke Nelson. Has a single and scored a run. She's 1 for 2 tonight and has a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Keeney, first pitch, missed inside, ball 1. One ball and no strikes. The pitch bounced foul down the third baseline. Get Avery Hodge in this half inning at second. She looked pretty good over there defensively yesterday. Talking with a couple of former coaches who have been out here watching, they were impressed with Avery's defensive prowess. That pitch misses way up high. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Keeney, she's wearing the wristband. She doesn't have the call sheet. The 2-1 pitch is bounced foul down the third baseline. 2 balls and 2 strikes. By no means is it a requirement. I think it's not a cheap piece of equipment that these pitchers have. But it's definitely helped to speed things up. Made it a little bit more challenging, too, for, I think, pitching coaches. Big pitch here from Keeney. Missed outside, ball 3. Full count. To Brooke Nelson, the right-handed hitting first baseman. Doubt they would send Gardner here. Big pitch, the 3-2. Looped into left field, falls in front of Corey. They'll hold Gardner at third. First and third. That is for Washington. It's 5th hit of the game. And Patty Gasso is going to walk out, and I think we're going to see another pitching change. So Keeney, well, again, we've seen Coach Gasso walk out and not make a pitching change once already today. That may be the case here. She's having a conversation with Avery Hodge at second base now, talking as well with her co-captain, Tiare Jennings, kind of looking around that whole group. Gives us a chance to tell you about the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. They've been on the job 24/7, producing the energy to fuel modern life. They're also voluntarily restoring thousands of acres of land, over 20,000 orphan wells today, plus contributing millions to our state's schools each year. Hear all their stories at oerb.com/Mike Rowe. Okay, indeed, we will get a pitching change. Pitching change is brought to you by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. And it will be Kelly Maxwell who will take over in the circle for the Sooners. So Kelly Maxwell comes out of the pen for Oklahoma, and we've seen them all tonight. May Monticelli, Keeney, and now Kelly Maxwell. She is taken to being a Sooner fine, just fine. 2-time All-American selection. After her 5-season career at Oklahoma State, 58 wins, 746 career strikeouts. And I thought I was nerding out over my notes. I thought there was an appearance against Washington last year, but there was not. Really was good out of the pen last season. They used her a couple of times outside of that one time against Oklahoma. But she's looked like a completely different pitcher in 2024 than what we saw for a majority of 2023. She is definitely within reach of 1,000 career strikeouts. And after a bit of a tough start yesterday against Duke, retired 11 straight batters at one point. And now she'll square off against Kinsey Fiedler, the 9-hole hitter, with runners at first and third, and only one out here in a tie ball game in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jaden Glab walked to start the inning. Peyton Monticelli was replaced by Carly Keeney. We got the ground out by Hobson, but then a single by Brooke Nelson. Patty Gasso will turn to Kelly Maxwell to try to get the final 2 outs of this inning. Here we go. First pitch to Fiedler. Bounce back to Maxwell. They got the runner at home. Hits and tags her out at the plate. Tags her out at the plate, and it wasn't even close. She slid in. Hansen got her. 2 away.
Great play, but we don't have it.
Heather Tarr is arguing the call at home plate. I mean, Kinsey Hansen had the tag down well before she slid in. I thought she was out by a mile. The Washington fans are arguing about it, as is Heather Tarr. Fiedler reached on the fielder's choice. Now, Fiedler was kind of sleeping. She went walking down the first base line, and there's 2 away for Brooklyn Carter. Now Patty Gasso is saying something to the home plate umpire. I have no idea what this could be about. JT Gasso comes popping out of the dugout too. Now the second base umpire is in on this as well. Patty Gasso is pointing down the third base line. Now Bubba Ewald is going to walk away and talk with our home plate umpire. Don't know what the issue could be here. They do have out their lineup card that they're looking at. I have no idea. Gardner, the pinch runner, was thrown out at home. Good job by Kinsey Hansen to block the plate without the obstruction call, which happened early in this game. Now there's runners at first and second with 2 outs. I have no idea what this discussion could be about, but it's a rather lengthy delay. The home plate umpire now barks something back towards the Sooner dugout, and whatever he said, the Oklahoma Sooner contingent nods in agreement. Here we go. Try to figure out what that was about later in the show, or later tomorrow potentially. But here we go. Still a tough spot for Oklahoma. Washington has runners at first and second. There's now 2 outs. Maxwell got the ground out, threw out the runner at home, and now misses the first pitch to Brooklyn Carter low for ball 1. Jaden Glab walked to start the inning. The pinch runner, Gardner, was thrown out at the plate on the grounder by Fiedler, who stands at first base after the fielder's choice. Brooke Nelson is at second. The 1-0 pitch is bounced to the right side. Hodge up, shovels, got it. Inning over. What a job by Avery Hodge, who has been so smooth over at second base. And that'll do it for Washington as Oklahoma's defense does what Oklahoma's defense has done in the first 3 games of the season. We head to the 7th inning. Oklahoma and Washington are tied at 3. This is Oklahoma Sooner softball from Learfield. TRA Jennings will lead things off for the Sooners here in the 7th. We're tied up at 3. Back to work for Ruby Malin. 0 for 3 night for TRA Jennings. Oklahoma with a big 6th inning RBI single from Riley Ludlam that is knotted this game at 3. First pitch to Jennings is up high, ball 1. This game has had its share of dramatic moments. Maybe none bigger than the Maxwell throw out at home. As the 1-0 pitch catches the outside corner, ball and a strike. Bouncer back to Maxwell. And we watched both of those replays, the play at first and the play, neither one of them were close. I mean, I don't understand the frustration. Here's the 1-1, low, 2 balls and a strike. But that's what you're supposed to do, right? When your home team doesn't get the call, you gotta be mad. I don't blame him. 2 balls and a strike here to TRA. Looking for her first hit of the night. There's a bouncer to third. Nice play. Fiedler throws. Nice dig at first. Nelson got it. Hot shot by Jennings and a really good defensive play by Fiedler. There's one away, and here is Alyssa Brito.
Nelson for the first out.
Brito walked and scored a run in the first, walked and was stranded at second in the third. She flied out to second in the 5th. 3-3 game. Here's the pitch. Brito waits. Outside, ball 1. Ruby Malin came in the 4th inning for Washington. It's been pretty fantastic. 6 strikeouts. But as the night rolls on, Sooners getting a better beat on her. The 1-0 is low, ball 2. It has been tense, to say the least. These are the 2 most well-represented fans here in Puerto Vallarta. They're going at it. The 2-0 is bounce back up the middle and through into center field. It's a base hit for Brito. Here's Kinsey Hansen. Hansen's 1 for 3 on the night. Had an RBI single in the first inning. Struck out the last time she faced Malin, and Ruby Malin chased her back to the dugout. Brito at first. Cassidy Pickering waits on deck. Here's the first pitch to the Sooner co-captain. Popped up left side. Easy play for Fiedler, who makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
With the pitch and out number 2.
Pickering an RBI single in the first inning, walked and was stranded. Well, she was stranded at second in the first, stranded at first in the third, and then struck out in the 5th. She's 1 for 2 with a walk. And her 7th run batted in of the season already. Here's the first pitch. Headed home. Way outside, ball 1. Sid Sanders waits on deck. Oklahoma and Washington tied at 3 as we approach 11 p.m. Sorry, TJ. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Pickering. A little bit up, 2 balls and no strikes. It was a big pinch hit from the Furman transfer, Riley Ludlam, that finally brought some life to the Sooners. Pickering waves at 1 on the outer edge for strike 1, 2 balls and a strike. A spot to stand in the outfield now beyond the left field wall as Pickering takes strike 2. Ruby Malum has been peppering that outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This game pushes towards the 2.5-hour mark. We started right on time at 8:32. No delayed start. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Pickering, swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll do it for the Sooners in the 7th. If they're going to keep this winning streak alive, they're going to have to do it in extra innings. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 2, 3, 4 hitters headed to the plate for Washington in a game that's knotted at 3. The 7th inning tied at 3. Jillian Solis, Riley Holtorf, and Sydney Stewart due up for Washington against Kelly Maxwell. First pitch swinging, and a swing and a miss from Solis. Strike 1. Solis on the night has the big hit in this game for Washington. A 2-run single in the 2nd. She's 1 for 2 with a walk and takes ball 1. Big 2-out clutch single that just nicked off the glove of the Sooner first baseman, Sydney Sanders, and trickled far enough away for Washington to score 2. Here's the 1-1, fouled straight back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Home plate umpire checked the softball. All is well with it. Sooners defense remains as it was last half inning. Hannah Core in left. Jada Coleman in center. Riley Boone in right. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Ball's in the dirt. Away from Hanson. Throws down to first. Got her. 1 away. And that is the first strikeout for a Sooner pitcher since the 5th. Strikeouts this season brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union. And there's 1 away here in the 7th. I mentioned the randomness of some texts that I'll get and some that I won't. I'll just say, Coach, I'm working for you, okay? I'm doing everything I can. And Rob, you are right. It is very chippy in the stands right now. Here's the first pitch that is a little bit up, ball 1, to Riley Holtorf, who's 0 for 3 on the night. $3 cervezas inside the stadium might have something to do with that. Here's the 1-0, bounced foul from Kelly Maxwell. In this 55-game winning streak, there's been a handful of moments that you look back on and you wonder how the Sooners did it. This hopefully will be one of those tonight. The 1-1 bounced to third. Oh, it gets under the wickets of Brito into left field. Holtorf reaches. Yeah, they're going to roll that in there. Unofficially, I have 3 errors on the Sooners here tonight. And Sydney Stewart comes to the plate. She's dangerous. Hit by a pitch in the 1st. Struck out in the 3rd. Flied out to center in the 5th.
Batting for the Huskies, number 24, Sydney Stewart.
1 out. First pitch, well outside, ball 1. Kelly Maxwell in a Sooner uniform. Solid yesterday in shutting out Duke. See if she can keep the Sooners alive to live in the 8th. The 1-0 is up high, 2-0. The throw behind the runner at first. Skips to Sanders, who does a good job of knocking it down. Good play by Sydney Sanders over at first base. That was huge. 2-0 count here. Got to be careful if you're Kelly Maxwell. The lefty rocks, fires, missed up high, ball 3. No need to check with the first base umpire. The Hanson called for it, missed up high, 3 balls and no strikes. Count here from Maxwell, who brings it home. It's ball 4. And that'll bring Alana Johnson to the plate. 0 for 3. A strikeout victim the last time she came to the plate in the 5th. Oh, looks like we may see. Nope, Alana Johnson's going to hit here. Heather Tar was talking to the dugout for a moment, so I didn't know if we were going to see a pinch hitter or not.
For the Huskies, number 21, Alana Johnson.
And now, Jen Rocha is going to slow things down and take a trip to the circle. Talk to her first-year transfer. MidFirst Bank is a premier partner of OU Athletics and your exclusive home for the OU debit and credit card. Visit midfirst.com/Sooners for details. MidFirst member FDIC. Coke Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever. Take a taste and find out for yourself. Coca-Cola, official partner of the Oklahoma Sooners. And located just minutes from the OU campus, the Courtyard by Marriott Norman is competitively priced with travelers in mind. Learn more about our great amenities and book your stay today at Marriott.com/OKCNO. Jen Rocha's meeting in the circle is over as she heads back to the dugout. That's the first game for the Sooners with 3 or more team errors since June 8th of 2021 against Florida State. Good stat from our guy Thomas in helping me out. It doesn't happen very often. And it started the inning with a ground out. We're ready. First pitch from Maxwell is grounded foul. Down the left field line, strike 1 to Alana Johnson. This game could come down to a play at the plate. For the Sooners, you have plus arms in left, center, and right. With Core in left, Coleman in center, and Boone in right. Infield is in. Ground ball to third. Brito makes the play, steps on the bag, and will lead it there, 2 away. That was a big-time play by Alyssa Brito. Makes up for the error, takes it right to the bag. Johnson reaches on the fielder's choice, and there's 2 away for Jaden Glab. And Heather Tar talks to our home plate umpire. We're going to see they're re-entering Glab. That's right. Glab is the DP. And really probably had the need to make sure that she needs to re-enter yet until now. There's the official announcement. And we're ready.
Now batting for the Huskies, number 8, Jaden Glab.
Jaden Glab is 0 for 2, but did walk, and it was significant. First pitch from Maxwell is just a little bit off the outer edge, ball 1. Glab walked in the 6th inning, and the pinch runner at the time, Garner, was thrown out at the plate on a ground ball back to Maxwell. The 1-0 is a swing and a miss, strike 1. Note to our affiliates down the line, we will be in get out of Dodge mode, so we will have a 1-break post-game show. Heads up down the line. The 1-1 is outside 2-0. Not anticipating this game ending here. Anticipating extras for the Sooners to try to extend their winning streak in what has been a fantastic college softball game here tonight that will leave Patty Gasso, even in a win, if the Sooners can pull it out, I'm sure frustrated. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Maxwell just reared back and threw it right by her. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've had an obstruction call. We've had 3 Sooner errors. We've had about 4 close calls. Will we have extra innings to pitch? You bet we will. Maxwell sits her down with the K. Will live to play an 8th. You can trust her now, Melissa. How about that? Clutch from Kelly Maxwell. And we'll head to the 8th inning. Oklahoma and Washington will play extras, tied at 3. Let's take a look at this week's upcoming Sooner athletic events. Well, specifically tomorrow, we'll be on the air with a 12:45 pregame show. 1 o'clock first pitch for the OU softball team in Long Beach State. Then we'll hit the road for Lake Charles. Sooners will take part in the Lake Charles Classic. Should be a fun one. Let's look at upcoming OU athletic events. Has been brought to you by Omni OKC Hotel. Omni Oklahoma City Hotel. Your perfect getaway awaits you at the Omni OKC. To the 8th, tied at 3. First pitch to Sid Sanders is up high for ball 1. International rules in effect. Cassidy Pickering starts the inning at second base. So Sanders leads things off with a runner at second. Let's see how Patty Gasso decides to play this. Will they bunt her over? They will not. And Sanders takes strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Say international rules. It's just when in 2016, that's what it was described to as me, and it's always kind of stayed in my head. It's pretty much the way things are going now in softball. So runner at second to start this inning is Pickering. The 1-1 to Sanders, swing and a miss. Waved through one, up and in. Alina Torres waits on deck. She's been sitting and watching the last few innings after Avery Hodge checked in at second base. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Pardon me, 1 ball, 2 strike count to Sid Sanders. With a runner at second, that's Pickering. The pitch, a little low. Now it's 2-2. I was seeing the future. This game rolls past 11 p.m. Central Time. You are geographically challenged like I am. Yes, Puerto Vallarta is in the Central Time Zone. Here's the 2-2 pitch to the Sooner first baseman. Check swing back to Malin. Malin throws to first. Pickering's off to third, and she's safe. Sanders, a little check swing, grounded it back to Malin, and she never even looked at second base. And Pickering was able to advance easily. So now Alina Torres has a chance to put the Sooners on top with a runner at third as she re-enters. Home plate umpire takes a moment to note that on his lineup card. Confirms it with our official score and our PA dude. Now Heather Tarr has got her lineup card out as well. Just confirming with the home plate umpire. Or maybe just slowing things down a little bit. Here we go. Both teams have got to be exhausted, especially Washington. Washington played a tight game with Utah Valley before this one. Here we go. Runner at third. 1 out. Pitch to Torres is a little low. Ball 1. Lena 0 for 3. Got her first start of the season at second base. First start of the season, period. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch to Torres. A little bit low. Not much, though. 2 balls and no strikes. Remember, there's not a ton of room behind home plate. So if Malin airmails one of the backstop or something, it might be a tight play at home. But Pickering has good speed at third. The 2-0 pitch. There it is, strike 1. Now Torres is ready. 2 balls and a strike. She nods down to the third base line. Two balls and 1 strike to Alina Torres with a go-ahead run at third. Tied at 3 in the 8th. Here's the pitch. A little bit out, ball 3. Three balls and a strike. Here's the pitch from Malin. Popped up, shallow right field, racing in as Alana Johnson makes the catch. Pickering tags, and she'll have to stay. 2 away. It'll take a 2-out hit from Riley Boone.
Alana Johnson makes the catch for out number 2 here in the top of the 8th inning.
Cassidy Pickering was kind of faking like she was going, and Malin walked over and shouted something to her over at third base. And here's Riley Boone. They bring everybody in. In tied at third is Fiedler. In tied at first is Nelson. A little bit back at second is Solis. Well, now she takes a few steps forward where they're in the baseline. Holtorf at short is shaded towards third. Here's the first pitch to Riley Boone, headed home. Ooh, she had a good cut. Fouled it straight. Riley's 1 for 2 tonight. Of course, the 9-hole was the spot the last time it rolled around where Riley Ludlam had the RBI single that tied this game at 3. That foul ball by Boone apparently nicked Stewart. So she's taking a walk with Malin. Had her arm around her while they walked back to the circle. Home plate umpire in tow. That was a rocket off the bat of Boone, and it shot right off. It looked like the left shoulder. No balls, 1 strike to Boone. All kinds of room up the middle for Riley. The 0-1 misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The defensive positioning on Boone is fascinating. They're basically counting on Malin to take care of anything up the middle. Here's the 1-1. Line drive left field. It's down for a hit. The Sooners take the lead on a clutch extra inning RBI single from Riley Boone. It's 4-3, Oklahoma. Here comes Jada Coleman. See if the Sooners can't get a little insurance here.
Now batting for the Sooners, number 24, Jada Coleman.
Coleman is 1 for 4 on the night, but she's been on base 3 times. 4-3, Oklahoma has taken the lead. First pitch to Coleman is low and away, ball 1. Hannah Core waits on deck. See if Coleman can extend the 8th inning here. The 1-0 pitch to Jada. Had a cut, fouled it off the fencing for strike 1. This is the 15th inning of softball that Washington has played today. I think we all were a bit surprised by how tight that Utah Valley game was, but they came to play here in the nightcap, and the Sooners have answered. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Coleman. Lifted pretty deep to left field, not deep enough. Ranging over towards the line is Hobson to make the catch. And that'll do it for Oklahoma in the 8th. But the Sooners take the lead on a clutch RBI single from Riley Boone. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Oklahoma 4, Washington 3. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield. At the Trails Golf Club in Norman, you'll experience everything you love about golf and more. Learn about spring membership specials and the advantages of belonging to a private club by scheduling a private tour today. Visit trailsgolf.com. And we'd like to thank the presenting sponsor of OU Softball, Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Here we go. Bottom of the 8th inning, Sooners up 4-3. First pitch from Maxwell to Hobson is in for a strike with Jaden Glab, the runner at second base. Extra innings starts with a runner in second, at second. Here's the 0-1. Bounce to short, cut off by Brito, throws to first, got her. That advances the runner, Glab to third, and there's 1 away. And here's Brooke Nelson. Boy, Hobson has just been a problem, but so has this 8-9 spot in this lineup. Brooke Nelson is 2 for 3. She's one of 1 for Washington that has a 2-hit day. Now she has a chance to tie this game up at 4. First pitch fouled off the fencing behind home plate for strike 1. OU jumped out. If you're just tuning in, where have you been? Sooners jumped out 2-zip. Washington responded with 3 in the second. Riley Ludlam tied it with an RBI single in the 6th. And Oklahoma takes the lead on a Riley Boone single in the 8th. Fouled straight back, strike 2. 4-3 as the Sooners look to make it 56 in a row. Job's not done, though. 2 of the 3 runs the Sooners have allowed, or only 2 of the 3 runs the Sooners have allowed, are earned. The 0-2 pitch. Oh, my goodness. That missed low, but that was filthy. I mean, that was absolutely dirty from Kelly Maxwell. I don't know how Nelson laid off it, but she did. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Maxwell. Another nasty drop that just missed low. Two balls, 2 strikes here. Maxwell rocks, fires, popped up. Shallow right field. Torres calls off everyone to make the catch. 2 away. Kinsey Fiedler. Washington will need a clutch 2-out hit like the Sooners got from their 9-hole hitter to extend this game.
Number 20, Kinsey Fiedler.
Here we go. Fiedler on the day is 1 for 3, but has reached twice. His strikeout victim in the first. First pitch right on the outside corner from Maxwell, strike 1. No balls and a strike. Maxwell shakes it off. Now she's ready. Here comes the 0-1. Low. Good job by Hansen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sooners get Long Beach State tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We'll be on the air on the Sooner Radio Network with the 12:45 pregame show. I think we'll all be sleeping in tomorrow regardless of what happens here. 1-1. Check swing. Did she go? I don't think so. No. 2 balls and a strike. Two balls, 1 strike. Tiara Jennings shouts words of encouragement towards Maxwell. Big breath from Maxwell. The 2-1. Ooh, that just missed. A little up, all 3. Brooklyn Carter, the leadoff hitter, waits on deck. A nice cool breeze blows through the grandstands here. Puerto Vallarta. OU looking to improve to 3-0. Maxwell's 3-1 is grounded to Brito. Backhand, throws across. Wood College Sooners. Game over. The Sooners rally for as unlikely of a win as they've had in this winning streak, which is now 56 straight games. The final score, Oklahoma 4, Washington 3. The Sooners roll the Huskies. Bud Light postgame show is next. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.